26, a helping hand with your land.
Neil from Essex here today, out with a BX 2680. I've done a lot of videos on these tractors by now, showing attachments, cabs, all the different things that you can do with them. Haven't talked about one in quite a long time, but this one has got some things on it that are a little bit different. So come on with me here today. I'll walk around this tractor, show you what makes it special. Well, first glance, this looks like a pretty vanilla tractor. It's a BX 2680 with a cab on it, right? This is the Curtis built cab that's branded through Kubota. It's the premium best cab option for this tractor. But as we work our way up, there's something up here on the top that you may not have seen before. This is an air conditioner. Believe it or not, there are some air conditioners now that can be fitted onto some of these small tractors. It's fairly simple. There's a small, about 3-inch high, low profile unit that sits up here on the roof. This does take a slightly different roof that has to go on here in order to open up the controls and the venting and stuff down into the tractor. But other than that, this builds on top of the existing cab structure. So if you have a BX series tractor with a cab on it here today, this air conditioner can be added onto either the Kubota OEM factory cab or Curtis's less expensive economy cab, all that fit on the BX series tractor. For years, we have told people that adding air conditioners onto tractors is just simply not possible, right? You have condensers and radiators and ducting and all of those things that need to be added onto a machine that make air conditioning work. In the case of this tractor, all of that stuff is built into the roof unit itself. So all the air conditioning equipment and systems are in that one package. In order to power it though, you need to get electricity up to it in order to run it. In the case of any tractor, you don't have enough amperage in that machine alone in order to get the current up there in order to pull it off. So this air conditioner actually comes along with a complete second alternator to stick under the hood of the tractor. And you'll see here on the side of our regular D1105 engine that we have two alternators here. One that's going to be the regular tractor alternator, and a second one up here on the top that's dedicated just to that air conditioner. If you follow the electrics around here, you'll see a really heavy, I eyeball it probably about 4-gauge cable running from the alternators and down and up into the air conditioner unit. So that is the sole purpose of this second alternator, is just to feed the power up there. You will generally hear me talk down about adding cabs onto tractors. There is a price point at which a cab is of such low quality that it adds no value to the tractor as far as resale goes, or even as a detriment to the machine as a whole. Cabs like this though are a little bit different. This is not an inexpensive setup, and it has all the comforts that you would have in a modern OEM cab. So when I'm sitting here in the machine, I've got a heat right up here in the front of the machine that's run off the radiator with my own individual switches that turn the heat on and off. And then up here in the headliner for the air conditioner, with a very clean and professional looking installation in the top. This isn't something that looks like it's scabbed on. So I have switches up here in the roof and fan controls in order to control my air conditioner. Now, conceivably, you could turn on the heat and the air at the same time if you wanted to. That would be a little silly. But the fit and finish of this is good enough that if you're looking at this machine on a secondary market, you have added value here. It's not like some of those poor quality cabs that we would have seen in years gone by. Now there's some things that you should know about adding this additional alternator onto your tractor. On most machines, and we're talking about cab tractors with air conditioners, they're going to have more draw off of that engine than an open station model would have, right? That air conditioner isn't free, it takes power to run it. And most cab tractors, we're gonna say that's in the neighborhood of about 3 horsepower or so that it takes in order to run, say, the compressors and that kind of stuff that are traditionally down underneath of the hood. In this case, this alternator is gonna be much the same way, right? This is just a simple way to transfer power from the engine up here to the roof. This thing is going to cause some engine draw. So if you add this onto an existing tractor, you can expect to be able to feel that performance difference when your air conditioner is turned on and off. That's why we chose to install this onto a BX 2680, so that we have that high horsepower model, so that we have ample power left over in order to do our mowing chores. Another thing that will happen here as well, because this is electrically driven and the performance of the alternator varies with the RPMs of your engine, you'll notice that this air conditioner actually doesn't turn on when the tractor is at idle. You need to bring the RPMs up over about 30–40% or so before the alternator is generating enough voltage that you'll see the air conditioner power up and start to actually blow cool air. When I first jumped in here today, I actually thought there was something wrong, started the machine up, had it at idle. Let's put my hands up on the vents to figure out why the air wasn't coming out, and that was why. As soon as we gave a little bit more revs to it, you saw all the lights light up and the thing started to blow cool air. So to address the question of what does all this cost, right? There's a logical end to where all of these doodads kind of end up. It's significant, right? When you take a high-end subcompact tractor with all the fixings on it for a mower deck and a high horsepower engine, and then a cab with LED lights and a heater in it, and add the air conditioner on top of that, and then take all the labor to install all of these pieces, that starts to add up to a fairly significant point. In the case of us doing this here today, we know the installation for a cab like this and the heater and the lights and everything is about a day-and-a-half job in the shop. The sales sheet for this air conditioner said that this could be put on in 2 hours, and I'll tell you, I would love to see the guy that could pull that off. It took us about a full day to go through and do the installation of putting the AC up here. So all of those things totaled together, the tractor, the cab, the air conditioner, get to a point that you might want to consider another option. So after we have done all the work to the 2680 to go through and put on the cab and the air conditioner, overall price-wise, you were literally within spitting distance of just buying the B2650 with a factory cab and the improved fit and finish that you get from a factory OEM option. So definitely something that you're going to want to consider. Now, does that mean that this doesn't have a place? No, I think it absolutely does. The air conditioner is a great addition to, say, a customer that's already bought a cab for their BX series tractor and is frustrated by having it on there in the summertime, right? Cabs are fantastic in the winter, but in the summertime they collect heat inside the machine and it's a little bit louder in there, and that air conditioner can take care of a lot of those downsides of having a cab on an existing machine that you've already got. Or if you're in a lower acreage situation and you'd like to have a cab that, say, keeps the pollen off of you in the springtime like it is now, or keeps you more comfortable in the summer, right? On a low acreage property, this is too big. I have a tractor of this size on 11 acres, and there's times that I'm out cutting the grass and mowing that, frankly, I think it's too large. So if you're on a smaller property and this larger machine with its longer wheelbase isn't convenient and comfortable to mow with, you can have the conveniences of an air-conditioned tractor on a small frame subcompact machines. Is this for everybody? Absolutely not. There's a lot of situations where it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But overall, when we dive into application, and that's a lot about what we talk about on this channel when we're going through and comparing different machines, there is a place for every option and accessory and model that's out there. It all depends on how you're going to be using your tractor. So that's a little bit on the air conditioner module to go on the cab of a BX series tractor. This is available on a handful of other models as well, specifically the Kubota F series, that front mower type machine. There's probably some good applications for this on that model where you've got guys out there mowing in commercial settings for 6 and 8 hours a day. So this is a broad fitment option to go into a bunch of the different models in the Curtis Cab series. If you have any questions about this product, you have parts or service needs, or you're shopping for a piece of equipment, give us a call at Messick's. We're available at 800-222-3373 or online at Messick's.com. So that's a rundown on the air conditioner module to go on the cab of a BX series tractor. This